Did he? Hi guys. Morning guys. It's Louis in the UK. I've got about half an hour to 40 minutes. I am off to the hospital today with my wife because she's being operated on tomorrow. So I thought I'd quickly do one now. I'm not sure how tomorrow's going to go. There's a possibility they may say that I can't stay there. So I'll probably be home all day waiting anyway. So thanks for joining me. It's Louis in the UK. I'm a lifelong Elvis fan. I've been a fan for over 50 years. And the whole point of this channel is that we are defending Elvis Presley. We are defending Elvis Presley, and we are trying to protect his image, his legacy, and his reputation, because we feel that the way people speak about Elvis Presley is extremely unfair. We think there's too much stuff out there in the big wide world that makes Elvis, paints him in a very bad light. He can't defend himself. So us here, Team Elvis, taking care of business, we feel together with Team Elvis on this channel, with our members, we feel that we can make a difference. And we're just going to keep shouting from the rooftops until we're heard. And there are other channels as well that also have many viewers who post thousands and thousands of comments that are very upset with the way Elvis's image and legacy has been handled in so many different ways, whether it be documentaries, biographies, or movies, or books, or it could be the Elvis and the Elvis and Me book. There's just so many things that us together as fans are just unhappy about, and we're going to speak up. So the whole point of this channel is to build up the membership, build up the subscribers, so we can defend Elvis, because we think he deserves it, because we feel that many of the things, just in our opinion, that have been said about him are just complete lies. This is how we feel. Yeah, this is our opinions. So anyway, so obviously last night we were talking about a lot about the Bridget Cruz trial. Hi Colin, let's just quickly read his messages. Hi Colin, nice to meet you. And you are in California. Wow. My name's Louis, and we're in Southwest UK. And then we got Bridget Cruz contacted Shauna as well, and it looks like she's reaching out to all Elvis channels. Hi Patricia, hope you're well. Now, I have watched Shauna's video. Now, I know that the way she worded it, that she said it looks like Bridget Cruz is reaching out to all Elvis channels, but I haven't seen that. I've only seen she had a very small comment on her channel. I love Shauna. I love watching her videos, but I'd need to see more information before I accept that Bridget Cruz has contacted loads of Elvis channels. Maybe she has, but at the moment I have no evidence of that. The other thing is, I think after watching Shauna's video, now obviously Shauna, so I'm just quickly looking at your comments. Yeah, coffee time, Naja. Coffee time, everyone. I'm going to have a tea as well. So I have a slightly different take on things than Shauna. Shauna obviously is very worried about Bridget Cruz. Comes across like she just, how can I say it? Shauna feels that Bridget Cruz is using the Elvis fan to do research on behalf of Bridget to help her lawsuit. This is how it comes across, that what Shauna was saying. I actually don't know why Bridget Cruz. Well, that's not true. No, I'll reword that. I personally think that the reason Bridget Cruz is reaching out to my channel and Shauna's, and it's possible other channels, but I don't know that yet, is because I think in the Elvis world, which is very important to her auction company because it affects the value of the items that are being auctioned, and I think because of the NBC news flash or news report, and what Joe Weishanker has said, and I think it was filmed partly at Graceland's, she's very worried about the credibility of GWS, the reputation of GWS. I do think Bridget Cruz is worried that all of this publicity could do a lot of damage for GWS auctions. Because don't forget, GWS auctions, sell hundreds of things, thousands of things, very valuable things, high profile celebrity type items, but many other things as well. And I do think from her point of view, the Elvis things that are being sold within her auction company have a very high value. There's a lot of profit in the commission when these items are sold. And I do think that the storyline with NBC, she's worried that there's going to be damage to the value, harmful damage to the value of these items that she's trying to sell, because it makes them lose credibility for these items that she's selling on the auctions, if they're authentic or not. And it also sort of questions if the things that she's using to authenticate the items she's selling, like letters from Priscilla, for example, letters from anyone, it does create doubt on the value of these items, and it's bound to have a knock-on effect on the sale value of these items when they go up for auction. So I think when it comes to the point of view of Elvis items, she's reaching out to our channel, to Shauna's channel a bit, maybe other channels, because she's trying to say, you can trust us. Because if you look at the comment, let's just see if I can get it up. Let me see if I can get it up, guys. If you look at the big comment she sent me, because there was a large comment that we've gone through a few times. If you look at the comment, I need to find it. Let's have a look. 1 second, guys. Yeah. So if you look at the long comment that I received in the middle of the night, which you guys know was a bit of a surprise. Got to find it now. So I purposely took pictures of these comments because I thought I did worry that they were going to get deleted. Now, if you look at the long comment, let me just quickly check your thing. Your good morning. You think she'll get in touch with Rhonda? I do as well, Colin. Thank you. It's a bit weird for me, and I believe it or not, my Elvis channel is a distraction for me to take my mind off things. It's one of the few things that have been able to keep me focused. Yeah, as soon as I come off doing these live streams and preparing for the Elvis stuff, my mind drifts back to my wife. So I do need a way of moving my focus away, and it has helped me a lot. You'll be surprised how much this has helped me, which is why I'm doing it now, actually. But anyway, let's but thank you, Colin. That's so kind of you to say. Right, I think she will also. I know Shauna asked Bridget to come to her channel. She's more than welcome. Asked Bridget to come to her channel. I don't know about that. Had Shauna? Oh, no, I see what you mean. Yeah, in her video, she comments, "You're welcome to contact her." Now, I personally think Bridget is reaching out because she probably feels she needs some kind of support. She's trying to put the Elvis fans at rest and say that the items in her auction are genuine and properly authenticated. It is a bit, come on, guys, it's a very big surprise for Bridget Cruz to contact anyone, because we're just little, small, tiny little Elvis channels. So who knows? She's a human being like the rest of us. She's facing a very, very complicated, difficult lawsuit. She must be, like all of us. Everyone worries about their money, their income. So there'll be many reasons why Bridget Cruz has reached out to a couple of channels. Of course, Nadia, she definitely wants the public on her side, but she's reaching out to Elvis channel. So I don't just think it's the public. I think she wants Elvis fans on her side. Otherwise, why pinpoint a couple of Elvis channels? Now, I can see that Shauna, in my opinion, I don't think, how can I say it respectfully? I wouldn't have said that Shauna's response to Bridget Cruz's very small comment was very friendly. I actually found it very unfriendly. But I also understand that Shauna thinks that Bridget Cruz is up to no good. Yeah? So she's quite, defensive about Bridget Cruz. And that's fine. We don't know why Bridget Cruz is reaching out. Now, my way with Bridget Cruz is to be very respectful, very friendly, to welcome the fact that she has contacted my channel. I have done some research into Bridget Cruz. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert. Some of the people on the comments have said that she comes from a wealthy background. Well, that's not completely correct. I think she may have been at some point in her life. I think she may have had money, or her parents had money, but she from what I see, she went through a very tough time, and she literally did start her auction business from a garage. So I respect that. I respect any entrepreneur that takes a chance and uses their brain to get ahead in life and create success. You've got to respect that. I respect entrepreneurs. And part of the reason I respect entrepreneurs is because when I left school, I had no qualifications. I left school when I was 15. And me and my twin brother were written off like we were a couple of idiots. And we became very successful business people through hard work and ideas and taking a chance. And that's how we did well, me and my twin brother. So if Bridget Cruz and her, I think, partner took chances and worked really hard for success, I have to respect that. And I completely understand her having a friendship with Priscilla, because she's got her eye on the possibility that Priscilla has things to sell, Elvis things to sell. And Bridget Cruz is thinking, oh, I could make some serious money here. Well, that's business. That's why you're an entrepreneur. So I don't hold that against her. Now, the ins and outs of the lawsuit, the counter lawsuit from Priscilla or Bridget Cruz, saying that she's owed compensation because Priscilla has reneged on all the contracts that were signed. Well, I don't know the ins and outs in that. I haven't read the contracts that Priscilla signed, so I can't properly comment on this, but I can say this, that if you sign a bunch of contracts, you have to honor them. And do I think that Bridget Cruz completely conned Priscilla? No, and I'll tell you why not. Because Priscilla is a very, very experienced businesswoman, So I actually think Bridget Cruz has probably been very careful how she's done business with Priscilla. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm completely on Bridget Cruz's side. It doesn't mean I'm completely against Priscilla. I just think we don't know all the facts, so a lot of what we're saying is guesswork. But I personally found that Shauna's response to Bridget Cruz a bit unfriendly. I'm a much friendlier person. Now, I've got nothing against Shauna. I love her channel. I know that many of you guys love Shauna. I think she's amazing. Me personally, I have a much more, what's the way of putting it? I am going to be more welcoming to Bridget Cruz because I'd like to see how this is going to turn out. And if Bridget Cruz is going to give us information, inside information about the goings on with Elvis's belongings that are being sold and how she runs her auction company, I'm really interested. So I welcome Bridget Cruz's comments on my channel. So I'm going to be friendly, guys. That's how I'm going to be. Right. So let's have a look. Yeah, we know that Deborah loves doing her research. She loves it. Let's have a look. I'm just quickly looking. It'll be interesting to see if any other channels come forward and say they were also contacted by Bridget Cruz. So far, as far as I know, there was just one comment on Shauna's channel. We had about 4 comments, I think. That's all I know about. So Shauna saying that Bridget Cruz has been contacting loads of Elvis channels. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know. I need to find out. If any of you guys have seen comments from Bridget Cruz on other Elvis channels, please let me know because I am very interested to know this. Now, I'll quickly just go through this comment again. Now, as far as I can tell, this is a very long comment. It's the longest comment that's been posted by Bridget Cruz. And I do think it's about winning over the fans and making the fans trust her auction. Yeah. So I'll say it again one more time, and then I want to talk about something else. I don't have that much longer to go, but there are FAA documents that prove EP owns the plane and that the plane I was in his name. Was it? Well, it's a bit misspelled. It says the plane was in his name. We truly care about the legacy of Elvis. We do more research than what is ethically required according to industry and standards. We love the Elvis fans, and all of the research we do is because they inspire us with their love and passion. NBC cut the interview, but I actually have an recording of the entire interview. NBC cut out the factual portions that explain everything. We also have a Dropbox link readily available that was shared with NBC ahead of the interview, right after they left Graceland, with the verified letters of authenticity and multiple letters, authenticity in some cases. On every single Elvis item that we have ever sold, we gave the NBC and they did not air that. We have been in the space for 15 years and we have never been sued over selling a fake Elvis item. Graceland Auctions is no longer in business, but we are still here for a reason. We also want the fans to know that we have only ever sold items from private collections and nothing directly procured from Graceland. We work for the fans and collectors, not for Elvis Presley Enterprises, period. I don't see anything wrong in that comment. I don't see anything unfriendly about that comment. I don't feel a need to be unfriendly to Bridget Cruz because of that comment. It's very informative. She's reaching out not just to me, to the fans. I would say all of that comment is aimed at the fans, the Elvis fans. So I'm not going to be touchy and rude to Bridget Cruz. I'm just going to put my arm out, shake hands and go, carry on giving us information, carry on. That's how I'm going to be. Now, some of you guys might not agree with that, but that's how I'm going to be. Now, I'm not saying, look, right, okay. Now, I'm not saying that Bridget Cruz, that there's not a possibility that these items are not genuine. I'm not saying that there's not a possibility that the aeroplane sale isn't correct. I'm just saying, of course, I'm not going to say that Bridget Cruz is 100% correct about the items that she sells through her auctions. I would never say that because I have no proof. People do make mistakes. It's definitely very possible that things have been sold that are not genuine, 100%. it's possible things have been auctioned that weren't Elvis Presley's. Even the jet, there's a possibility that jet, Elvis never flew in it. There's a possibility that there's evidence saying that Elvis had never been in that jet, but he was just once the owner of the jet. So I'm not trying to back up Bridget Cruz and say what she said is correct, but she believes it's correct. Bridget Cruz believes that the stuff that she's selling in her auction is genuine and that she can prove it, the authenticity of it, and she has documentation to prove it, and she feels that she goes over and above to prove that items that she's selling are genuine. That doesn't mean I agree with that, because I ain't running an auction company. I don't see the evidence. So I'm just saying this is what she's trying to say to the Elvis fans through our channel. And so far, one comment and a very small comment on Shauna's channel. I really would like to know, if Bridget Cruz has messaged any other Elvis YouTube channels. I'd like to know. I'm interested to know, because at the moment, as far as I can see, it is just this channel and Shauna's channel. So you got to remember, guys, that I'm a bit different than some channels. I'm not hating on Priscilla. Now, you'll see me spend all day talking about the wrongdoing that I feel Priscilla has done, in my opinion. You'll hear me doing it all day. I will list hundreds of things that I don't think were correct that Priscilla did to Elvis' image and legacy. Yeah? It's always going to be from my opinion and from Team Elvis's opinion sometimes. But I'm not going to hate on her. I'm not going to call her names. I'm not going to disrespect her, because that's not my personality. My personality is to be kind. And even when people have made mistakes and done things wrong, I will still try and come at from the point of view of a nice person. I won't be bitchy. I won't be like disrespectful. I won't be rude. I just won't do it. I'm not like that. And I do think that some channels that I watch that talk about Priscilla are just damn right rude. And I'm not like that. That's, if that costs me subscribers and members, I don't care. I will be a nice person to people. I will be respectful. And that is just my personality, in my soul, in my heart. And that's it. I'm not a piss taker. In England, we call it piss taking. So when you sort of take the piss out of people, try to humiliate them, I don't like it. I don't like it. That's me, guys. That's me. I won't do it. But am I upset with Priscilla? Yes, I definitely am. If I met Priscilla now, would I have a lot of things to say to her that I feel that she's done wrong? Yeah, I would. But I'll be friendly and respectful. There's a difference. Right. Right, let's just quickly read some comments. I wonder, that's right. Priscilla was at the auction for the jet. Yeah, I've seen that, Deborah. Thank you. It does seem there's a big possibility that he never flew in that jet. And I tell you what, that massively reduces the value. And the guy who bought it, I think, didn't he pay $468,000 for it? Sounds to me like he paid too much. Well, I don't think Jerry Schilling would speak to us. We're just a tiny little channel. But yeah, I'd love to speak to Jerry Schilling. But how did he come up with the flight schedules and patterns? Those have to be logged. Yeah, we need to, to prove the authenticity of that aeroplane. But really, isn't that Bridget's problem? Proving the authenticity of the items that sold in her auction company, GWS Auctions. It's Priscilla's problem. It's Bridget's problem. I'm not in the auction business. Yeah. So you guys are talking about, just trying to prove that these items are authentic, and the fact that Priscilla has tried to help authenticate these items, but it's Bridget's problem. It's something she's going to have to face, because now everything she does will be scrutinized. Every item Bridget Cruz sells now will be heavily scrutinized. And I think she's going to have quite a lot of difficulty selling anything Elvis at the moment, because everyone's thinking that the way she authenticates things might not be good enough. That's just my opinion as an outsider. Nothing against Bridget Cruz. I think all auction companies that are selling Elvis items now are going to struggle unless the item is 100% authenticated. And really, unless you can prove that it originates within Elvis's collection as well, at Graceland or Elvis Presley Enterprise, or if it was directly given by a fan, by Elvis to a fan. It's a tough one, guys, because there's a lot of money to be made, and these things are investments. So don't forget, many people around the world that have bought hundreds and even thousands of items, the value of their item has probably been reduced because of the NBC news clip. Well, to be honest with you, Teresa, I don't think we can trust anyone when it comes to Elvis's items being sold off, because sometimes we just really can't prove that they actually once belonged to Elvis. I love Shauna as well. I think Shauna's channel is brilliant, but we have a different way of doing things. Me personally, when Bridget messaged me, I wanted to come back to her in a friendly way, not like she's a snake. That's just how I am. I personally think Shauna's response to Bridget was quite harsh. So that's just my opinion, guys. That doesn't mean I don't love Shauna's channel. Shauna's channel is amazing. Letters of recollection from Priscilla are not good enough. I agree. Nadia, you're right. 100% agree with that. Deborah, it's big business, isn't it? It's big business. So we're not just talking about the auction company. We're also talking about her involvement with the Priscilla film. And Bridget Cruz has hinted that the Priscilla film was first, the whole idea, the concept of it was started by Barry Siegel. Now, we only learned that yesterday. So I want to look into that, find out the truth behind that. I'm also very interested to know, why is Priscilla and Barry Siegel, why are they back together as buddies again, doing deals about the Priscilla movie? Because we know that Barry Siegel completely ripped off Lisa Marie Presley, in our opinion, as her manager, in our opinion. So I don't think Priscilla should be having anything to do with Barry Siegel at all, because Lisa Marie Presley is her daughter, and Lisa Marie Presley, in our opinion, was massively ripped off by Barry Siegel. There's a possibility, in our opinion, that Priscilla Presley was involved in all of that and made a lot of money for herself. We don't know this for definite, but this is our opinion. So I personally, as a fan, just like you guys, I personally think that Priscilla Presley should have nothing to do with Barry Siegel at all. She shouldn't even be talking to him. Now, I was going to do it today, but we haven't got enough time. I want to go back to 2005, and I want to discuss the takeover. I've got his name here. I want to discuss why Elvis Presley Enterprises was sold. I want to discuss Priscilla's involvement in the sale of Elvis Presley Enterprises, because I personally think one of the worst things that ever happened to Lisa Marie and Priscilla Presley as the trustee of Gracelands was the 85% sale of Elvis Presley Enterprises. I really believe it should never have happened. And I want to find out the timeline of what led to it. Now, as far as I can see, now remember, we are learning as we go. I'm not an Elvis expert. I'm not a guru of Elvis. I get my facts wrong. So I like it when you guys put me right. There's plenty of comments I get from people saying, oh, you got this wrong, you got that wrong. And that's how I learn. But from what I can see, this man Let me just get his name up. So this man here, at some point, his name is Robert Francis Javier Silliman. So they call him Robert FX Silliman. In 2005, he's a very, very successful media entrepreneur. He owned television stations, radio stations in the 70s and 80s. And in 1993, he formed SFX. So this guy, I think some people just call him Bob Silliman, somehow maneuvered himself into a position with a lot of success from what I see, to buy 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises. And he was very involved with American Idol and Pop Idol, the British version of it. Yeah. So at some point, he's found himself as basically the owner of Elvis Presley. We know that Priscilla and Lisa Marie retained ownership of Graceland. Obviously, Priscilla is the trustee on behalf of Lisa Marie. But Lisa Marie must have known what was happening here. Now, the bit of information I've read is that they had got themselves, Priscilla, and on behalf of the trustee and Lisa Marie, there was a lot of debt, a lot of financial problems. And this plan of Robert FX Silliman to buy out Elvis Presley Enterprises was a bit of a savior plan. Now, I want to go into this a bit more. I don't think we've got the time to do it today because there's too much to go into. I did click on a few links. Now, guys, if you know anything about Bob Silliman and the takeover bid, I know it's old news, and many of you have heard it all before. But for me, it's not old news. For me, as a new channel that we've only been doing live streams for 3 or 4 weeks, for me, as a new channel, I think we need to go through this again and understand how Robert FX Silliman managed to maneuver himself into a position to buy Elvis Presley Enterprises, 85% of it. We know the other 15% still belongs to Riley Keough, or then Lisa Marie Presley and Priscilla Presley as the trustee at the time. And I'd also like to know what was the decision-making process that made Priscilla, on behalf of Lisa Marie as the trustee, decide, let's sell 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises. Because I personally think it was terrible that ever happened. And we know it changed hands again, I think, later, where Joel Weishanker gets involved. Because as far as I can see, Robert Silliman went bankrupt. He did many investments that just went bust. I know he's dead now. He died at the age of 71 from respiratory illnesses. So, this on here, it's saying that he was valued at £3 billion. That's just crazy. But he's a very interesting character. He was an Elvis fan. I've watched a few of his interviews. You've got a picture of him here at Graceland. And he was a very, very proud of his purchase of Elvis Presley Enterprises. And I don't know if you guys know this, but even though Riley Keough owns Graceland, and the artifacts and the land around it, and Elvis Presley Enterprises control it. So this is what I've read. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but Elvis Presley Enterprises actually run Graceland. They don't own it, but they do run it. That would bother me. If I was Riley Keough, that would bother me. I'd be like, I own it, but I don't run it. That's how I would feel. Obviously, Riley Keough does run it. 15% of Elvis Presley Enterprises belongs to Riley. So she does have 15% say of the running of Graceland. But ultimately, EPE can tell Riley what to do. I will say this, Joel Weishanker, from the impression I get, really, really respects Elvis, loves Elvis, respects his legacy, his image. And I think Joe Weishankar seems to be a really good guy and wants the best for Elvis's image, reputation, legacy, from what I've learned so far. But I also would say this, that him doing this NBC interview, saying that some of the artifacts that Bridget Cruz is selling that may not be genuine, he's going to get a lot of attention, isn't he? He's going to be on the news all around the world. I do think Joe Weishankar, like Priscilla, likes attention, likes a bit of fame. And I do think he's got to be careful because he'll open himself up to be scrutinized by the world press. Yeah? So they're all playing with fire. I think they're all playing with fire. Joe Weishankar, Bridget Cruz, Priscilla, they're all playing with fire. No one knows how this is all going to turn out. But as a fan, as an Elvis fan, just a small little channel with you guys, Team Elvis, and our members and our subscribers, I have a real problem with the fact in 2005, Elvis Presley Enterprises was sold, and I'd just like to look into it. I've got some pretty good clips here. Let's see if we can scan through. I want to read them through properly, but I wonder if I can find just a little bit where they buy. I have read this earlier, but because we're rushing a bit, because I can't stay on much. Let's just see if I can find the clip. Let's find the clip, shall we? Right, so there we are. There's a bit here that says how Lisa Presley lost control of Graceland. So let's see if we can flick down. I'm going to read all of it, but not now. Let's have a look. So, okay. Lisa Marie assumed control of the estate in 1993 and formed a new trust with her mother and the National Bank. The new trust created Elvis Presley Enterprises Incorporated in 2005, and Lisa Marie sold 85% of her stake in the company. And this, I think, is when Robert Philemon comes along. Now, I really want to know why that in 2005 they felt they had to sell 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises. My mind boggled. And then it goes on to say the deal worth approximately $100 million for a share that would now be worth $850 million. The 85% stake changed hands again in 2013 and is now controlled by Graceland Holdings, LLC. That sale had no impact on Lisa Marie's ownership. So that just tells me that we know that Lisa Marie and Riley Q retained Graceland. They were never going to sell Graceland. This was always about Elvis Presley Enterprises. So I've heard that when it sold again in 2013, that Priscilla may have made quite a large lump sum, but I don't know that. It's just an opinion. I've also heard that when it sold in 2005, that Priscilla may have also made a large lump of money. Now, I don't know if that's true. It's just an opinion. So you guys are going to educate me. You guys know more about this than I do. But I just want to know more about why Lisa Marie and Priscilla felt that they had to sell 85% of EPE in 2005. That is my next video that I'm going to do. The company also produces licenses for Elvis likeness, Elvis-themed life events, tours, attractions worldwide. Lisa Marie Presley retained 15% ownership of EPE at the time of her death, as well as complete ownership of Graceland Mansions and the 13 acres. Now, we know that they kept complete ownership of Graceland and the mansion and the 13 acres of land. She also owned her father's personal effects and memorabilia, including his costumes and stage wardrobes, awards, and cars. So, you know, they still own a lot. I repeat, costumes, stage wardrobes, and cars, and personal effects and memorabilia. So, thankfully, they didn't make such a big mistake to sell Graceland and everything that's in it. As part of the deal made at the time in 2005, Lisa Marie agreed to lend out the home of the memorabilia to EPE, who in turn oversaw the day-to-day operations of Graceland. And this is what I'm saying to you guys, that EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises, oversee the day-to-day runnings of Graceland. So that worries me, because it should be Riley Keough, the owner, the Presley bloodline, that is running Graceland, not EPE. This agreement will continue with Lisa Marie's 3 daughters. Nothing will change with operations or management, explained to representatives. At the same time, there are still a number of unknown factors that could come into play. The executors are not known, and it is unclear if she placed minor daughter's inheritance in trust. Right, so I think that's all we can cover on that for today. I'm going to go through that more extensively. I need to do a lot more research just to try and understand why in 2005 that happened. I don't even know the right word. What is the word? I just feel it never should have happened. And I do feel that Priscilla Presley was a big part of the reason it happened. I'm not sure. I can't comment on Lisa Marie. I don't know where she was in her personal life, financially. So there's obviously a chance, you know, we've heard the rumors that she was overspending and has created a lot of debt. And she was hemorrhaging money out of Graceland's. Who knows the truth? We don't know the truth. All we know is at some point that it seems to me that they felt they had to sell EPE, 85% of it, to save the day. That's how it seems to me, to save the day. We need to look into it more. And I know this is old news, guys. I know that many Elvis channels have covered this, but we're quite a new channel. I want to cover it on Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. I want to cover it here. So I'm going to quickly read your comments, then I'm going to have to go, guys. I hope I didn't waffle on too much. And if I'm getting my facts wrong, please let me know, guys. And when I'm talking about other channels, like Shauna's, I mean no offense. I mean no offense. I'm just speaking my mind. That's all I can do. Right. Let's have a look. How on earth could that much debt be incurred with the money that Grayson has made through the years? I know, Deborah. It's madness. So Nadia, mind-boggling, suspect Scientology got a good chunk. Yeah, I keep hearing this. Nadia, very possible. Deborah agrees with you. Elvis will be turning in his grave. We all know that. It costs about $50,000 US to maintain Graceland every year. I bet it does, Colin. I bet it does. But it is a thriving business. And I also completely understand that the expansion that happened because of these takeovers was massive. Now, not everyone likes the expansion. There's many people that would have liked Graceland to stay as it was, with its 13 acres of land and as a living museum. But it's very impressive when you watch when I watched the video footage of how Graceland now runs, obviously with the expansions. It's very, very impressive. I'd love to go there. I want to stay at that hotel. I want to stay there. So, you know, I'm not going to be completely naive. I see the benefits. So $500,000, nothing to compare to what Graceland's made through the years. Yeah, that's very true. No, Graceland is a gold mine, 100%. All right, so is it 240? So Deborah, are you saying it's $240 to go to Graceland? I don't know. So Colin is saying Elvis's estate makes about $30 million a year. That wouldn't surprise me. I don't know how much of that is profit though, but I run businesses my whole life. There's a big difference between turnover and profit, a massive difference. We had years where we made a fortune and there was no profit. It all depends how it's being run, really. If you're doing things in a way where you can squeeze out profit, because tax and national insurance and VAT and the running costs and staff, they take 90% of your money. Deborah, around 15 million a year. Right. Take care, Louis. Thanks, Colin. Thanks for joining in with us. That's just to see Graceland. I have stopped at Graceland many days and I've watched all the people going into Graceland. I can't wait to go and see it. I cannot wait. Hi, Elvis78. Unfortunately, guys, I can't hang about. So I've got a busy day ahead. So I've got a feeling we're going to be back around 5 o'clock. I don't know if I can do a phone live today because of things happening with my wife. It's probably unlikely, but I'm gonna if they send me off and I have to wait 2 or 3 hours, I may do one. Even tonight, I can only say I'm going to do a live. It depends how things go today. Now tomorrow is a difficult day for us because it's the day of the operation. But there is a chance that they're going to send me home and then I'll have to come back and collect my wife at night. So I don't know what to say about that. So I'm going to send you all love. I thank you all for joining in. I've had an interesting, quick live stream with you guys. I hope we're learning together because isn't that the point of this channel, that we're all learning together while we defend Elvis Presley and fans want the truth. Please subscribe. Anyone watching now, please subscribe because many of you forget to subscribe. Please like. If you want to become a member, guys, I love you guys being members. If you want to buy me a coffee, yay, I'll have a coffee. Thank you very much. Press the coffee button. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Naja, Deborah. Deborah, I know that you stay up late, and I know that you love doing your research, so I really do appreciate it, Deborah, but go and get some sleep. Deborah, go and get some sleep. Teresa, thank you. Colin's gone. We've got Rosemary. And is that everyone? I think that's everyone. So to Team Elvis, thank you so much. You're taking care of business. And I am sending you tender loving care. Thanks, guys. You take care.